Okay, Mad Dog 2001 here from like the first time in like 2 months now, and maybe we're wondering about the Colby Rasmus trade earlier a couple days ago, and I'm here to announce something about it because Colby Rasmus was my favorite player for the Cardinals this year. Like last year was Brett and Ryan, and I think we'll go over the trade real quick. And the Cardinals get Octavio Dotel, Edwin Jackson, which ended up being the big centerpiece of the trade. I don't really know how to pronounce his name, but it's like Mark Rapinski, I think it is. He was a high prospect coming out of Toronto, so good guy there. And then Corey Paterson, and yeah, Corey Patterson's the only Cub fans or anyone else around, and pretty much, and no one really remembers him except for him playing for the Cubs. What we gave up was Colby Rasmus, along with Trevor Miller, Brian Talent. Those two guys are just done anyways, and getting rid of them is not a loss to anybody. First of all, Talent's been a complete bust, can't stay healthy, and Trevor Miller can't even get left-handers out. So let alone getting anybody out, he can't even get lefties out, and that's his job. And Talent can go back to Toronto where he came from. And then got rid of P.J. Walters. And to be quite honestly, P.J. Walters didn't have much of a future here in St. Louis because his pitch arsenal was similar to Mitchell Boggs and Jason Mott. And I mean, really to carry three hard-throwing right-handers in your bullpen really doesn't make a lot of sense because you want to mix it up a little bit. And Boggs and Mott, the difference between the two of them is that Boggs has a much better slider than Mott, and Mott locates his fastball a whole lot better than Boggs does. That's just from what I've seen. So overall, they're both decent prospected pitchers. Now, Octavio Dotel, I remember he pitched, I don't know if it was last year he pitched for Pittsburgh or got traded to Pittsburgh, but he is a veteran right-hander. You know, it's going to be great for the bullpen, you know, to work with guys like Mott and Boggs and Salas and to get them going. We got Rapinski, and I hope to God Tony La Russa does not just use him as a lefty specialist. But the one guy in this trade that I really don't want is Corey Patterson, and I'll explain to you why. Cardinal fans, Corey Patterson will be the reason why we won't win the division this year. Because Tony is going to continue to play him because he's a veteran. Remember, he did this shit with Randy Winn last year when a lot of Cardinal fans are like, play Rasmus. But he continued to just play Randy Winn because he's a switch hitter or something. Now Patterson, luckily, he's left-handed, so at least we won't see him against left-handed pitching. And I hope to God he does not platoon with John Jay. That's just I'm hoping to God that it does not happen. And when Lance Berkman comes back, we'll see how much more playing time Corey Patterson gets. Hopefully, you know, he's more of a like utility player to give guys days off and not be playing 4 or 5 days a week. That's insane. Now, as far as Rapinski, I really like Rapinski, and hopefully we can get this guy locked up here. You think he's like 27 years old or 28 years old. You know, he's been in the league for a while, but he's a hard-throwing left-hander. It's going to be, you know, we haven't had one of these in a while, probably since like, shit, I don't even know, the Steve Klein hard thrower. I'm not really exactly sure how fast he threw, but I mean, we haven't had a good left-handed pitcher out of the bullpen for a while. You know, Dennis Reyes was great for us last year, and I don't even know where he ended up. And then Trevor Miller 2 years ago was great, but you know, he's fallen off dramatically in the last couple of years. Also, obviously, earlier in the year, the Cardinals released Ryan Franklin, and I was probably one of Ryan Franklin's biggest supporters about how much I loved how he came into came into the role and started closing games when Jason Isringhausen left the team. And for that, Ryan Franklin, I respect Ryan Franklin. I'm sad for him. I'm not mad at him. I was at first, but I'm sad that the fact that he fell off so far, where he was one of the most elite closers in the game for like 2 seasons, and then took a complete total drop off, like an Eric Gagne type drop off. Now, of course, he wasn't as good as Gagne was in his prime time period, but still a very serviceable closer, and made Tony La Russa's job very easy to, like, okay, 9th inning, damn. So, with that said, now it's time to put some congratulations to some of these players on this team. Fernando Salas stepped into the closer role. He was in the bullpen last year. I think he's like 23 or 24 years old, and he took over the closer job real well after Boggs had it originally, and he lost it to Salas. And now I think Salas is the more premier guy as the closer. Other guys in the bullpen, I already talked about Jason Mott and Mitchell Boggs. Mitchell Boggs is one I really want to get to. Is Boggs was set down and then brought back up, and then he handled that like a professional. And a lot of young players don't handle that well when they struggle a little bit at the beginning, and they set down and they get brought up and they just get lazy. Now, with that said, I need to talk about Kyle McClellan and what I saw from him tonight. And McClellan looked like, I know McClellan is angry because he got bumped out of the rotation when he might have thought that he was doing a decent job, and for the most part, McClellan was alright. A real serviceable closer. I mean, not closer, my bad, starter. But the thing with Kyle McClellan is his role last year was the 8th inning setup guy for Ryan Franklin. And if McClellan plays his cards right this season, next year he could be the closer. And I think that's what they want to mold him into, is the closer. That's where I think he could exceed real well there. He doesn't throw real hard, but he's got Ryan Franklin-like stuff. Now, good Ryan Franklin stuff, where he has pinpoint control like Franklin did, and isn't going to walk guys like other closers in the league do. And then Jason Mott's been pretty. Jason Mott's like one of my favorites in the bullpen. And then other guys, Skip Schumacher today, good job in right field. I mean, he made that great throw. I think he threw out Pena or Rasmus or something like that. He threw someone out from the plate, and it was a great throw, and you don't see it very often. Pujols collected his 2,000th hit today. I can't believe I didn't cover that first, but the fact is that this Cardinal team has so much stuff going on that Pujols' 2,000th hit wasn't the most important thing that happened over the last couple of weeks, or last couple of days. Great career for Albert Pujols. I mean, dude's a career over 300 hitter, hits 30 home runs a year, 100 RBIs every single year. He's the most consistent player in the game, and I don't make videos on Albert Pujols because of how good that he is, and he doesn't need videos made for him. I mean, he's that damn good. Matt Holliday this year, typical Matt Holliday. He started off real hot, playing really good now. Well, up and down most of the part. Lance Berkman's been just an absolute monster, and he made John Mozeliak look like a genius, who, in my opinion, I don't like him. Because, this is the guy who traded away one of our really good bullpen guys for Mark DeRosa. I mean, come on, Mark DeRosa. DeRosa sucks. But he can play every position. But he sucks at every one of those positions. I can go out there and suck at every position because I suck. So, yeah, Mark DeRosa, you suck. Next, other news. I mean, there really hasn't been a whole lot besides Rasmus getting traded, and I need to touch a little bit more on going back. Yeah, I'm backtracking and going all over the place. But Colby Rasmus. The kid is 24 years old. The guys that we got for him, they're going to contribute real well for this team this year. And we really upgraded the bullpen. We got like 3 pitchers to go to the bullpen. But the one thing that I don't like is, it cost us a lot. Rasmus was our #1 draft pick in 05. Same year that Braun was drafted. And the thing with Colby is, he was improving so much better defensively this season. And, offensively, he had a little bit of a slump. And, I understand that what emotions that he must be feeling because, he felt that tone, when his manager doesn't like him and, your hitting coach doesn't like you. I mean, it makes it really tough to perform. And I can feel for him, so I hope him the best in Toronto. I really do, and it makes me want to watch Toronto Blue Jay games now because, Rasmus is my favorite player. Well, my favorite player on the Cardinals over the last couple of years. And, with that said, I mean, good luck to Colby. Hopefully he can land the starting job at center and just, run with it, have a big monster year, make the Cardinals regret we traded for him. Because you know what? We're not going to re-sign Edwin Jackson. So if we don't win the division this year, this trade's just going to be complete crap. Because who knows if we're going to re-sign Rapinski. And if we do, I mean, realistically, he's a relief pitcher. And then we have other options we got to look at. We're bringing back 4 pitchers back to the rotation next year. We're going to get Wainwright back next year. We'll have Kyle Loesch and Jake Westbrook. I hate both of these guys. And then we'll get, then we also have Jaime Garcia coming back, which I'm a big fan of Jaime. And then I think Carpenter has an option. Molina's got an option. Obviously, we're gonna use the options of we're gonna opt Molina and probably Carp. So they're all gonna be back. So that means Edwin Jackson will not. Rapinski we may resign. Dotel probably not. And Corey Paterson probably not either. So realistically, we traded Colby Rasmus for Rapinski. I understand it's one of those win-now trades, but we gave up way too much for Edwin Jackson, in my opinion. Because, P.J. Walters could, be his value might go up in the next couple of years. Or the next year, his value could be way up, and, we can use that to bring in a big free agent guy or a big guy at the deadline next season. One thing I hope what the Cardinals should have done is needed an upgrade at second base. We need an upgrade at short. I know fans love Daniel Descalso and they love Skip Schumacher. I like them both too, but these guys are platoon players at best. Descalso's not a starter in this league, even though he has been overperforming to his ability. He's been very good this year, and Skip Schumacher has fallen off over the last 2 seasons. So we need upgrades there, and probably something off the bench. Some big power hitter we can get, like a Russell Branyan type of hitter, someone that can't play every day, but we can bring him off the bench, pinch hit. Because right now, like our best pinch hitters, like Nick Poto. I mean, get the fuck out of here, Nick fucking Poto. Or hopefully when Alan Craig comes back, he can fill that role. So this has been Mad Dog 2001. Carpenter's a beast, by the way. Edwin Jackson, great start tonight. And I'll hit you guys up later.